So, the final game, Game 3. Both of these teams' tournament lives on the line. Everything to play for them both. And I'm going to be really excited to see what they bring to this last game. As we say, Sky Temple, a bit of a different map. Does it actually have the potential for a couple of very effective cheese strategies to come out?
Yeah.
If people want to go that route. Not saying they necessarily will, but it certainly is an option for them. Now, I mean, we haven't seen Murky touched by either of the teams in terms of picks or bans so far this series. And he is one of the more popular heroes at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see whether either of the teams wants to go that route in this game. We do see the first ban on Tyrael. Now, not only is Tyrael a hero that obviously Throwing have liked and played, he is also one of the key components if one of the teams were intending to do a medevac cheese strategy on this map.
Yeah.
The Sanctification really enables that option for them. So I do actually like the Tyrael ban. Gaming the Rhythm, I think with that they're saying, look, we can handle standard comps. We think, yes, you won us. You beat us the last game. We think we can win a straight up game. We don't want to give you the option of going for a cheese strategy that might catch them off guard. We want to force you into a standard game. So they go with
and
that.
And one thing here about the Tyrael ban I would like to mention is, the question is, if you really want to shut down the cheese comp, why not ban Morales? Because Tyrael has a lot more utility. If you ban Tyrael, you're shutting down way more potential for the opponent than by banning Morales. So I really like the choice of going with the Tyrael.
Absolutely. So again, the draft is going very quickly, and we're spending a lot of time talking about the first ban. We did see Tassadar banned out in response by Throwing. They've been pretty consistent with that choice. Varian as the first pickup into ETC Falstad for Throwing. They've got the Falstad Global, and obviously the ETC has the post-level 10 Global as well. Malfurion and Tychus being picked up by Gaming the Rhythm. They are ignoring the global option and just picking, the most solid heroes that they can find. Tychus has seen a very high priority in the draft across both the previous match that I cast today, which was No Trick Ponies versus Gorge Good Ult, and indeed in this one as well. Gaming the Rhythm have been prioritizing Tychus pretty hard.
Yeah, they've played Tychus in all the 3 games in the series, or on all 3 maps, and they've always picked him in their first 3 heroes.
Absolutely, and No Trick Ponies had very much the same priority and approach there as well. Chat saying they want to see a Zarya ban from Throwing, and they're going to be in luck because that is exactly what they go for. I think we are going to see Dahaka being banned by Gaming the Rhythm, deny the additional global ability, because if you get too many globals on one team, you have a very scary ability to just all show up. A scrap starts, a brawl starts between a couple of players, and suddenly the entire team is jumping in on top of your head. We do see the Medivh ban, so they are not worried about the potential of the Dahaka global option. They do want to continue to choke on that sort of pseudo support role that Throwing seem to focus on fairly heavily. However, as we discussed, they didn't actually have that last game, and they were able to do extremely well in the team fights. We do get the Dahaka and the Rhaegar pickup.
It's a lot of respect here for the Medivh of Throw Inc. And as already mentioned, that gives them the Dehaka, and now they have the global potential on their side. So I liked their macro game so far, and globals are of course nice to play the macro game, have a lot of soak, and then joining the team fights, trying to get the split push going, which seems to be they're doing fine with, and that's one of the big things that I did not have in the first game on Cursed Hollow. There was only the Falstad for Gaming in Rhythm, and Throw Inc. did not have a single global. Now they have two, and a potential third with ETC. Even though with two globals already, I can definitely see them going for Mosh Pit as well.
Yeah, indeed. So, Gaming in the Rhythm, they don't care. They're sticking to their guns. And they've got some big guns, no doubt about it. We've got Rag and Li Ming coming out from them. So a lot of burst damage, really strong follow-up to the Varian taunt with both Sulfurous Smash and the Li Ming burst damage there. So looks like we are going to see a very interesting comp. Gaming in the Rhythm, very heavily focused on catching people, getting a pick off, taking those team fights, and snowballing them to the win, while Throw Inc., with their heavy global focus, are giving themselves the ability to try and outmaneuver their opponents on the map, actually, keeping mobile and avoiding those team fights and just taking the advantages where they can get them. Very interesting comps by both teams. And the Greymane is the last pickup. Not really what I'd have expected. He is a lot of burst. He is an assassin that has a lot of potential, for sure.
I think the nice thing about the Greymane here is you have Varian solo tank. And Varian, if he goes in, he has a hard time getting out of it again. Because you charge in and you have no mobility afterwards.
Yeah.
And Greymane, you have the Dehaka, who can drag him even further into your team. You have the ETC, who can do the same with his Face Melt, kicking him into your team. And then you have Greymane with Cursed Bullet, which basically negates all the extra health Varian gets from picking up Taunt. And then you still have Dehaka doing a fair amount of damage, Falstad doing a lot of damage, and ETC giving all of these heroes a lot of auto attack speed as well. So it feels to me now that they want to focus the front line, and if they get a Ragnaros, fine. That's also nice for them, because Malfurion can't save a Ragnaros in this situation. So Greymane is, in a way, now a tank killer like Tychus, not because of his trait, but because of his ultimate with his 30-second cooldown, taking away a big chunk of health of an opponent's hero.
Okay, we are into the game here. On the right-hand side of the map, in red, we've got Gale Gunner on the mouth. Li Ming will be played by Ben. Tychus by Haft. Doombane on the Varian. And Ragnaros will be played by Tegs.
And on the left side, tying up the series, is Throw Inc. with Aloname on ETC, Draconi playing Rega, Lycosite playing Greymane, and Schleppel playing Falstad, and Dehaka being played by Ryano.
So, Gaming in the Rhythm in all of these games have not really been looking to scrap in the mid lane in the starting moments of the map. They have just been spreading out, safely taking to their lanes, and just making sure they don't drop any XP. So we've got 3-man from Gaming in the Rhythm in the top lane. Li Ming, Mouth, and the Varian pushing in on the Falstad here. The solo laners have taken the bottom lane, and we did initially have 3 members of Throw Inc. trying to push in, but they've rotated top, and actually ETC's getting caught out a bit here. Going to fall very low, but not going to be quite enough to finish him off. Not enough pressure there. So all fairly neutral, although we are already starting to see a little bit of damage being put on these top towers by the lane pressure from Gaming in the Rhythm.
Yeah. But now the first Tempests will be spawning, so this is this situation where the first decisions of the teams come into play. Do you want to focus on contesting the shrine that the opponent's team is taking, or do you want to just trade the shrines? In the early game, you can go for the trade because no team is really ahead or behind. That changes into the late game where a lot of the times one team is forced to trade, and it's exactly what we're seeing. Both teams just are content with taking one shrine each and
making sure they don't lose XP. Yeah, exactly. We do see Greymane looking for a bit of a pick on the Rag, but Rag's going to be very cautious and stay safe there. Greymane just rotating between bottom and mid, looking to see whether there's any opportunity for him to jump on somebody. Now, looking at talents, I do want to highlight Li Ming. Gone for Astral
and
Presence.
Ragnaros is dying on the bot lane there. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
but,
please do.
Nice gank from Greymane there, and Rayano getting the tongue to delay him quite a bit, and then really nice body blocks by both players to get the kill there on the Ragnaros.
Fantastic work. So first blood going over to Throwing, giving them a slight advantage of about half a level's worth of XP. So very well played by them, very well done. Now what we do often see on this map is, at this stage in the game, a heavy rotation into the bottom lane, attempting to pick up the siege camp and then looking to kill the well in this bottom lane, because the second temple phase always spawns in the bottom. That can have a big impact on the progress. If you can clear off this wall and take down the well, that is potentially a very big deal. Now, what we've got is both the globals from Throwing staying out on the map, getting the lane soak, and a 3-man push with the Greymane, Rehgar, and ETC. They do clear off the wall, but Greymane is going to get caught by the rotation from the Tychus and the Warbringer stun from the Varian there. So he is going to go down. That is 1 kill now to 1 overall. But currently a small advantage on the map for Gaming the Rhythm.
Yeah. Now, Throwing is rotating to take their siege camp. I would, the bruiser camp. I would expect to see the same from Gaming the Rhythm as they are doing now. But all of these situations are a little bit better for Throwing, I would say, because they have the 2 globals. So they always have an easier time of clearing something on the other side of the map. And we're seeing both of their globals at the top, even though I think Dehaka probably has to be once before he can join a team fight, because he's quite low on health. Yeah, Throwing is already positioning at the bot lane to fight for the temple.
So we've got some people saying they're experiencing lag on the stream. I'm afraid I'm not seeing any lag in my transmission. I think it may be that it's something on the Twitch side, I'm afraid. Sorry guys. Have just double checked everything on my side and it's all reporting okay. So we do have the bottom shrine coming up, and Falstad flying for a gank on the Tychus. They do get that kill in the top lane. Meanwhile, because they did obviously clear off that wall, they're getting a lot of damage with this temple. Getting a pick off on Rag and managing to kill him. Looks like Dehaka also falling low, but will be able to survive here. And the fort is gone in the bottom lane. Throwing really looking quite scary again in this game. They're over a level ahead. They've got their level 10s. We do have stage dive, so that's an additional global coming out, giving them 3 globals on their team. Nothing unexpected. We don't see the new cursed bullet. I don't know whether that's a comfort thing, as in that he's not as comfortable with that, but
I mean, I would say both ultimates are still good, and
I agree.
I can definitely see him going for the throat here with a big front line of Dehaka, ETC, and Draga being there, he is not in too much danger for jumping in, and I can see why they're going for that. And
and with the one
as
tank,
I said already, I
the
really like their macro
damage
game, and I feel like they're once again showing their strength in it. We have only 4 kills in the game, so that's quite low compared to the game we had before, which was really explosive, especially. But you can really see how they are using the globals to just push all the other lanes, taking the fort in the mid lane while the opponent has to defend on the bot lane. And especially with a play like that, playing around the molten core of Ragnaros, who could easily defend if they are pushing with the boss, because he can just take over the fort.
And the other thing that I want to just highlight here on this map, because of the nature of the objective, I think I did say this in the draft, but oh dear, Greymane. That was not good, my friend. Greymane accidentally, I think, jumps over the gate, does get picked off, and then we see Rhaegar getting taunted and also will fall there. So that is 2 kills pretty much for free being picked up. Oh, not going to quite get anything more out of that. Did use up the silence and the sulfurous smash, as well as the laser there, so used up a bunch of ultis. What I was saying just before that all engaged, we are seeing, like, on this map, getting a structural advantage is a huge deal, and we have got 2 forts down for Gaming the Rhythm compared to only 1 fort killed in their favour, and that is going to be awkward for them because of the way the objectives constantly provide pressure onto those structures. As soon as your forts are down, the next time we get the objective phase, it will be looking to put pressure on the keeps, and that's when things get very scary.
Yeah, and also one thing I want to mention here is that one thing that makes globals so strong on this map is that you can take a temple with them, go with the rest of your team, compete or contest the fight, the temple of the other team, and if you really need your 4th or 5th member, he can just instantly jump in. As Greymane is getting caught there, but it is Dehaka who is getting targeted, and they're trying to get in with all their globals, and Li Ming is actually the first one to fall there.
And the adaption procs on the Dehaka, and that's a 2 for nothing. Tychus looking like he's going to get chased down by the Greymane here as well. Perhaps not, but Ragnaros is in trouble. ETC slide will catch him out, and that is going to be 3 for nothing in favour of Throwing. They have level 14s compared to level 12s, and guys, can I get some hype, some PogChamps, some Craigasms in the chat? We have got Division 2 putting up a fight. They are not going to go down easy. They want to go on into the losers bracket finals from this point, and they might just do it, guys. They might just do it. So give them some energy. I am super excited to see a Division 2 team performing so well in the game here. You didn't see that, all right?
Sorry?
Oh no, nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were talking to me. Yeah, I mean it's going really well for them, and they even get their base the camp here before their opponents can rotate over there. Falstad is still in a little bit of a dangerous position.
Gaming the Rhythm looking for a bush gank there, but not going to get it. They are rotating down. They want to try and get the ETC. That is a taunt into Sulfurous Smash and deleted. Unfortunately, Gust was also wasted there, used slightly too late to save the ETC.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is they can't really capitalize on the kill. Yeah, they are sure they are 4 versus 5 now. But look at the top lane. They are already losing structure. They're already taking structural damage there once again. Look at the bot lane in the same space. Li Ming has to defend there as well. So even though they got the kill, they can't really use it because Throw Inc. is playing so nice on the map and taking all the camps, making sure that all the lanes are pushing for them. That even in the situation where Gaming Rhythm got the kill, they still can't do more than just defend their base, basically. And that is really impressive to see here. And
it really is.
With 3 globals, there's only 40% of the team that you can kill without it being back into the fight instantly once it's respawned. So that's also really helpful for Throw Inc.
And what we are actually seeing here is Throw Inc. are capping this middle shrine, and actually Gaming the Rhythm have only just started capping the shrine up top, the temple, sorry. So, okay, we do now see Dehaka picking up Mercs in the bottom lane, but is going to potentially be able to burrow up top. Looks like Throw Inc. have made their move towards the... No, they're in between the two temples here. The middle temple has been finished off.
They're trying... Dehaka is trying to get the mid keep while the rest is defending. Now they're getting aggressive here. Dehaka will probably join in quite soon.
Yeah, Dehaka travels in. Li Ming goes down to the Greymane, and Greymane under a lot of pressure, but is managing to retreat here in good order, and does get the Ancestral. That is going to be Varian also falling very, very low. Huge silence from the mouth, does lock in 2 kills. However, that is still going to be a complete team wipe. Throw Inc. managing to kill the entire team of Gaming in the Rhythm. They did manage to, with that pressure from the Dehaka, they did manage to confirm the mid keep. They do have a siege camp pushing in on the bottom keep, and they've now got the top shrine is doing damage directly onto the top keep. Gaming in the Rhythm are massively on the back foot here. They are going to have to really struggle to actually manage to make it back into this game.
This boss call though is quite ambitious. I mean, their opponent does not have a global, and their team should be there quite soon. But still, yeah, it looks like they have the time. Yeah, all their lanes are pushing so much that they actually are able to finish it, even though they started after like 10-15 seconds after their opponents died off. So. They had a lot of time there, and they should be able to.
They had a lot of vision
basically
as well.
Like
they had a lot of vision.
They're putting their opponents in a horrible space, pushing top, pushing bot. They have to split, and I mean, the opponent always can join in.
The top keep is on literally 53 health.
Yeah.
So this push by the Dehaka is going to finish that top keep. No bones about it. The boss is being fended off by Molten Core. So no, that's going to get the bottom keep as well, I think. No, maybe not.
Might. Really
so
close.
So close.
Quite close. But
600 HP left on that keep. But again, the next shrine, temple, whatever lane it's in, the next temple that gets channeled by Throw Inc. is going to kill that keep very, very quickly. And we do obviously now have 2 lanes worth of catapult pressure against Gaming the Rhythm. They are looking, they're sharking around on the map. They need to try and take a fight, and they know it. Their opponents
before it's level 20. That's
half a
the
level away
thing.
from 20, and with this level of map pressure that they've already got going on, once they hit 20, it should be relatively simple for Throw Inc. to close the game out. Gaming the Rhythm unable to get the fight, and they have to pull back because otherwise they take core damage.
Yeah, and this is the thing here as well is Gaming in Throw Inc. can now play as patiently as they want, because they're always in the situation that if they just wait, they will get value from minions. So they can just posture around the temple and move a little bit in, move a little bit out, and once they see an opponent in the base to defend, then they can go in. Then they can become aggressive.
Absolutely.
Because there's no globals for Gaming in with them, so it will always be hard for them to defend.
And
this might actually confirm
the Dehaka showing. Yeah, the Dehaka showing in the bot lane with that push forced the entire team of Gaming in the Rhythm to pull back to try and defend that keep. They're not going to be able to save the keep against the mercenaries, and Throw Inc. have just rotated straight back up, taken the shrine. They're starting to get shield damage on the core. They have got their level 20s, so they are a talent tier up, which is very scary. ETC getting locked down, a lot of damage coming in, but the Ancestral will do a lot of work to keep him up. The Gust throws Gaming the Rhythm into massive disarray. However, Falstad will fall. Li Ming getting resets, but does fall. And that's
And
going to
the
be
course
game.
already on 50%. The minions doing work there. An entire team wipe, and this will be game.
5 for 1 in favour of throwing. And this is indeed going to be game 3, going over to throwing. They win the match. They send Gaming in the Rhythm out of the tournament. And they will be moving on to the losers bracket final to continue.